Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Randy's Den. Again, putting in a little bit of overtime. Just got something a little neat that I picked up I wanted to show you. Um, Dad gave this to me. He found it at my grandma's house when they were cleaning it out. It is an old tubed radio. And then you see it here is the clock with the alarm clock attachment in the front. You got your AM bar here for your antenna bar. You got your 5 tubes. Don't really know too much about tubes and that. There's kind of really not a lot going on with it. Just a potentiometer down in there going through your tubes, your speaker. Then this unit, this is going to have some type of buzzer or something inside it. And then this is going to be your clock here. It's all geared and clicks through once you put the power to it. And that's for your timing and that. And once it hits a certain point, it'll engage the alarm for you. So, we're going to take a look at this. This is something really neat, and I don't come across, like I said, tubes or that very much at all. So they're kind of a new deal for me. All I know is they're anode, cathode. They can be common anode, common cathode, and they got to get there. So that's about it. I know maybe a little bit more where there's burning on the top, and that's from usage you get. And they also are heated, sometimes internally or externally, but don't really know much. And I like the little unit mounted on the side of the speaker here. I don't think I've ever seen that, and I've taken apart tons of speakers before. It's got a little transformer mounted on the side. Wonder if that's for smoothing or something. Not really certain on that, but all I've done with it so far is I played with the clicky clocky thing, make sure it's engaged and shut off. Pulled each tube when I was looking for a date on it, actually, and I seem to come up with on the computer 1971. It's a Westinghouse, and on the computer they're saying it's a 6-volt 12 amp unit, so very low voltage, very high amperage. If you ask me, I bet you a lot of that has to do with heating of the tubes and that. That just seems to be the way tubes are and were back in the day. Just really neat to look at something like this. And then again, here's the front of it. I tried to clean it up a little bit. It's just grimed. It's in there, and I just can't get it off. But I pulled each tube. I just wanted to make sure that the socket was fairly clean and that they mounted up nice, so we don't get a big, because I want to fire this up and see what happens, and I don't want a big explosion in my face. So take a little precaution, but we'll run it through old dim bulb here, old faithful dim bulb, and see what happens. But yeah, that's it. Just pull the tubes, and while I pull the tubes, I know the one other thing I found with tubes is you can find a date on them sometimes. And I did find 1969 on, I believe it was this one right here, the taller one in the back. There's an RCA tube here. Don't remember that one. I believe it was a Westinghouse. Most were Westinghouse, and then an RCA. So I'm wondering if that one was changed at one time. Don't really know. Probably never will know. And the dials seem to work. This one seems to be stripped here, this is what I love too. I just learned this like a year ago. I never knew it was actually called, this is the tuning capacitor here. And by them plates going through there, acting as plates do in a capacitor, that changes the frequencies to which stations you pick up then. That seems to be stripped. Volume knob works. And then this knob is stripped, which all it does is settings. I was doing it with the screwdriver, going off, on, auto radio, and then radio alarm. So it just sets the alarm, and should have the alarm on, I believe. And then this is to shut it off if I crank that up. I want to see what happens here. Plug it in. I got it set right for midnight. Actually, it's not far. It's just after midnight here. Like I said, putting in some overtime today. Had a pretty long day doing, if you can't tell, I think I got it all off, but dealing with some paint. a whole ton of paint. Actually, about 50 gallons of paint. Straining it out and setting it up for hopefully to move it. So, um, actually, it's really good money doing the paint thing. I just it's just not for me anymore. I used to paint houses and that. I used to like dealing with the paint, and people just give me all kinds of paint when they're into painting and that, and a lot of them don't know where to put it, and I ended up collecting a bunch of paint and turned around and selling it and made good money to get by at the time, but just gotta have it. It's a lot of hard work, but if anyone's really interested in it, it's hard work in that, but it does make you some good money from home. It is kind of nice. So try to leave me a comment or that, and get a hold of me. I'd love to. It's actually quite easy, a lot easier than you'd ever think. It's basically just keeping all your colors about the same. If you're gonna intake a lot of it, do your rainbow, your red, yellow, orange, green, blue, pretty much the same color code as your resistors, and then just keep your whites off to the side. I'm talking all latex here, and then like off whites, you can mix them, but your whites you can make into anything, but white usually sells anyway. But that's a painting deal. That's moving on from that. So we might see some action here. I don't know. I can't promise anything. I will be putting on some glasses just for protection of my eyeballs. But I do want to give this thing a live shot. So let's see. You. We got humming. What's humming? Something is humming. Now I know them tubes, they take a little bit to heat up. I'll get me a tester here. See if I ain't got some amps going through. Going through the clock at least. What we want? Amps. What we want? DC. We want to zero it out. I'm getting 8 milliamps. Yeah, it's reading 8 when I'm not even connected, so there's got to be some interference here. Let me try to zero it at 8. Sometimes that's going to be a pain. It is nice having the clamp, but sometimes it works against you. Okay, I got 7 or 6, but again, I get 7, 6, 8, 9, 10 here. So I think there's some action going on in that. Nothing good. Oh, there we go. We got some juice through here, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, 23, 22 milliamps. I just want to stuff it in here without the... Oh, yeah. Yep, that's juice. So we got juice running up to that. Let's see what this white wire does. Yeah, it's minimal. This definite one here is carrying juice up. And let me make sure I know that this gear here will click it in, because it is not running yet. There. Oh, it's loud. There, you could probably hear that. Wah. It's moving though. Moving up front. Needs a little oilage. It's cool. God, I love this stuff. It's freaking so neat. Yeah, it wasn't a loose cord or not. I think it just needed a little tap to give it a little movement. God, stuff's so neat here. Anyways, so that's working. Now, to turn on the radio, let's try radio, auto radio. I got to apologize to you guys. My last video, I was so annoyed the memory ran out of my phone, so it freaking thing I looked after I download it and set it up on YouTube and everything, the freaking thing's coming up in narrow screen, so that was pretty frustrating. Okay, 1, 2. Wow, that thing is loud. Okay, on or auto radio? Let's try on. Boy, this thing is something. Yeah, auto radio or radio alarm is going to have the alarm intact. Turn the volume up. Tell you, that's one thing that always seems to work well is I got a whole rule. If I got something that's junk that I don't really doesn't deserve to be worked on or need to be worked on, but I want to see if it works or not, I always tap it, then tap it a little harder, and I drop it a couple times really hard to see if it'll work. I can't tell you how many times that's worked though, to just get something working. The drop test. I used to tell my buddies, I give it the drop test, and they'd understand what the heck I was talking about. Which is dropped it, and I kept dropping it more forcefully and plugging it in to see if it worked, and then finally I'd give it a big whack, and that would either end its life or it would spring into action. See if you can see the tuning capacitors there, but I definitely have nothing coming out of that radio speakers. Sure, well, I definitely won't claim to know much about these because I definitely don't. I just think they're super neat. And that's about it. Just a quick video for overtime tonight, like I said. I'll see if there's some voltage at that speaker. See if we're getting voltage at it quick. AC. So I love these clamp meters. I just clamp it right here and now I can see what I'm reading. If I put it down here, actually I gotta put it down here so then you guys can see it. So you get a good look at it there. Why is that reading so high? Yeah, I'm getting voltage, getting a weird voltage, but I guess it would help if I could see what I'm doing here. Well, let me see what I get here. It's AC. 122 volts. So 120 coming out of the plug here. I'm pretty sure that it's just commoned over from the direct plug-in line, so it's not like it's running through too much. I'll bet you one of my tubes is, or there I see a couple old capacitors in that. Looks like a diode bridge back in here. I know it's hard to see on the tube there, but let me try one more time, see what I got going here. Yeah, I got nothing. Actually, it acts sometimes like it's trying to see what DC is. Really shouldn't have DC going to the speaker. Yeah. How's it read 1 volt with one leg attached? And with both? Alright. Well, that was just a quick look. There's an old timer there. Some neat stuff going on in here. If I figure out anything real interesting, I'll let you guys know. Like I say, I wasn't sure if it was going to pop or spit and sputter or what, but that's about it. Just a quickie. Then for my tip of the day, you guys, and gals, of course. Just a real quick one. If you can see here, dealing with the paint. I was in the right down in the barrel, scooping it out and everything. There's about the quickest way. I've tried pumps and everything, and they all clog up. So that's the best way. But leaning over and then moving the buckets and that, ends up just the odd angles in the lifting makes my back sore. And I tell you, my trick I learned a while ago was just taking a back brace like that and putting it on fairly tight right before I go to bed, and sleep right through the night with it on. And I don't know why, how. I know that it stretches, takes your vertebrae that are real tight and rubbing, especially the lower back. This helps, and it squeezes around the way your body is at night when you sleep, and it kind of pulls them apart. It takes that stress out of them. And man, by morning, I used to recommend this to everyone, but I hope it works for you. Try to instill some knowledge to anyone. Who cares? But man, if the next morning my back would feel like $1 million. That was the one thing that always helped the most. So, well, if you think I deserve it, give me a thumbs up or subscribe, and to keep track of what I'm up to. I got a whole bunch more videos coming in that, and hopefully talk to you guys later. Again, I appreciate your time and effort. Think I can do anything better? Heck yeah, leave a comment. I'm always up to hear how I can improve. So I thank you guys very much. Have yourselves a lovely evening. Gotta go. Bye-bye.